What's up everybody, this is Dave James and I'm back with another video. Hopefully I can do this pretty quickly. I want to show you an effect that I did in this last music video I did, and it was by B9 and KG, and it was Shots Like Pac. That was the name of the video. I'll have the link down in the description for this. But in that video, and oh, by the way, you can do this with Vegas, Final Cut, or whatever video editors you have. But in this video, I'm going to show you quickly how to do it within Premiere and then also with a photo editor. But here's the effect that I'm talking about. And right here is another look at it. That one was pretty quick, so I'll have to slow it down a little bit. As you can see right there, there's the effect again. And here's another one. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and show you how to do it in Premiere. You first got to decide how you want to do it, because there's several things that you can do. You don't have to follow exactly what I do, but if you do closely to what I do, you'll be able to do it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is find the part of the video where I want to do the freeze frame, which I found like right here. Okay, I want to do it right there. Alright, so I want to do it right there. From here, I want to go ahead and you can, well, first make sure your clip is highlighted. You can hit Control K and that will cut it. Okay, or you can do the razor tool and cut it and then go back to your selection tool. Alright, now from here, what you can do is you can do a couple of different things, you know, depending on how you want to do this. Okay, you could do one to where it'll do like a couple frames before it'll show that freeze frame against to the regular frame. Alright, or you can, you know, have the freeze frame and zoom, which I showed you in these clips. Okay, now to do it, you know, to have the cutout before the actual frame, what you want to do is go ahead and take a picture of this. Alright, and you go right here, make sure this is on full, and then go ahead and hit the camera icon and save it to where you want it to be saved at. Okay, but before you hit OK, go ahead and import into your project, because you want it to go into your project. Okay, that way you ain't got to search for it. Next, you just go to your project. Okay, and it should already be highlighted. Just click and drag it down in there. Okay, alright, so now you have that frame right there. It's almost like a freeze frame. Okay, alright, next what you want to do is you want to bring it over a few frames. Let me zoom into my timeline a little bit more. Alright, and decide how much of it you want into that frame. Okay, alright, next I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. You see that? Because once it's going to be freeze, then it finally goes right into the frame. Alright, if that's what you want, that's good. Now next we want to go ahead and cut him out. Now to do it here in Premiere, I don't know how you do it in the other ones. I think Sony Vegas have what is called cookie cutter. You can use your cookie cutter in Sony Vegas or whatever the hell they call it these days. Next you want to go to your effects and control, and you want to go to opacity. Click on the pen tool. Alright, and from there you want to go ahead and just pretty much cut them out. Now what I like to use is a squiggly line that's beside the one key, so I can zoom into the video a little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, get as close as you can. Now to do something like that, just hit Control Z. It'll put them back in place. Yeah, I did it again. Alright, I like to go a little bit below the screen so that it gives me a little bit more playroom there. Alright, now once you do that, you should have, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Hopefully you don't make that mistake. What I did is I end up having the other video file checked by accident. Now let's say you make that mistake and you go, oops. Okay, what you could do is right click, hit copy, go on this and go back on capacity and hit paste, and that should fix that. So if you ever make that mistake, that's how you do it. Then you go back to the original file and you delete that. Okay, I made a mistake. So as you can see, it fixed it. You know, it cut it out, and let's go ahead. It should be cut out like that, as you can see right there. All right. So you see that? Okay, it's starting to look pretty good, huh? What do you think? That's pretty much how you cut it out. Now you can do some things to this picture. You can add some effects to it. You look at some of the presets and effects you got that I like to use sometimes. There's plenty of presets and stuff like that that you can get offline and get from people. So whatever kind of preset you want to use with it, it'll look pretty cool. Hold on a second, let me turn that down a little bit so I can actually see what I'm doing. You see that? Now if I don't want it to be that long, I can also change the duration of it. Let's go ahead and take that out. I'll make a cut right here and then add the preset again. Yeah, you could pretty much find a bunch of presets online from people like BJK Productions, which is who I got it from here, and a bunch of other people too. You know, I sometimes make my own presets, and most of the time that's what I do when I do videos, and make my own presets. But occasionally I get other people's presets too, if I think they are pretty cool. But yeah, you can add little effects to it or whatever, you know. You can do some other things, change colors, whatever you want to do to it. It's, you know, pretty much what you want to do. Heck, if you want to do like, let's make some cuts here. We'll go make it do a blinking cut. And let me zoom in here a little bit. And we're going to delete every other frame. See what it looks like now. Oh, I like that. See that? So that's pretty much how you do it in Premiere. Of course, you could probably play around with some effects or whatever, but I personally like to go ahead and do it in a photo editor because you'll have more control over it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so I picked the frame that I want. Alright, let's say I want that frame. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the video is highlighted, hit Control K, and that cuts it right there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and come up here, and I'm going to go ahead and I normally like to make sure it's on full because I want to make sure it's at the best quality. And I'll go ahead and hit the picture icon. Once you do that, pick where you want it to be saved at. And once you figure out where you want it to be saved at, hit OK, and then go to that where the file location is at. Alright, once you find that file location, you'll go ahead and open it up whatever editor that you want to use. As I said before, I want to use paint.net. You can choose whatever editor you want. From there, you just want to go ahead and cut your person out of it. Okay. Again, I like to use paint.net because it's so much more quicker. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to make it perfect, then you can go ahead, but you don't exactly have to make it perfect. Again, I'm not trying to be perfect with this. I'm trying to do it quickly. To be honest, I prefer to do it like this than to use Premiere. I think it's so much more easier and quicker. and you have more control over it. Okay, I got it as close as I want it. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do a bold highlight. So what I do from here is I go to Effects and then go to Object. By the way, you might want to, if you use Paint.net, in order to get all these options I got on here, is you gotta download some free plugins for Paint.net, and you should be able to find them online and stuff. So, but I go to Object and I go to Outline Object, and as you can see, it Outline Object here. This one's in black. You can change it to whatever color you want. If you want it yellow, you can have it yellow. If you want it white, you can have it white. You can change the size and strength of it. It's just, pretty much what you want. Let's go ahead and go with yellow. Okay, I went ahead and made it yellow. Made some mistakes and left some spots there, and now I'm cleaning up the spots I left. Now that I do that, I want to go ahead and save it. Now this time when you save it, you want to save it as a PNG. Alright, I saved it as a PNG. Okay, now it's saved as a PNG. I didn't close that out just in case I need to make any adjustments. Okay, so now what I need to do now is take that one that I just did, which is right here. Okay, you want to go ahead and import it into your editor. You want to import it into your video editor. Once you do that, you go ahead and put it right on top of the video. Okay, and there you go, you got them highlighted there. Now what I like to do is I like to go over a few, and you can kind of pick how far you want to go. It's your choice. Like it's playing along and then he pops up like that. Okay, let's pretend like it's a different clip. Okay, so let's put another clip in there. Alright, so let's say we had a different clip there. As you can see, you put it in there before. Okay, now let's go ahead and do like we did before and put some flash cuts in there. First, let's make sure your frame's highlighted, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the V4 so it'll keep highlighting it for me, okay? Go over one and I hit cut. Go over again, Control K, cut again. You see that? Now as you can see, it didn't look as smooth, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this a little bit. So you see that? You see how much more better that looks? Alright. Now, it still doesn't look that good. I think I can make it look better. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can go ahead and put some kind of effect on the bottom video. The purpose of putting an effect on the bottom video is to help that cutout to stand out a little bit more, to bring more notice to that cutout. So that's the purpose of doing that. Again, you can find these presets online. Just search. There's plenty of creators out there with presets and stuff like that. If you like to have this particular preset, I'll try to direct you to a link to it. What I'm doing here is I'm making a 10 frame cut. What you do is you hold down shift and you hit the left arrow key 2 times, and that gives you 10 frames. You click and drag your preset over into that frame, and you should have your preset there. Of course, you can put whatever effect you want, but I think it looks better whenever you put an effect in there. But using this method, I think works a whole lot better. I think it looks way more better. Now, you might ask yourself, how did I do this? You see where I got 1, 2, 3 of them in there? It's pretty simple to do. Let's go back to the cutouts here. Take the cutout, put it wherever you want it at. Alright, and you just need to make a stack of them. Move them in place, decide how you want to do it. Oh, by the way, I am highlighting the video, holding down Alt, and then using my mouse to make duplicates of them. And you can do that as many times as you want. These are kind of long, so let me go ahead and shorten them so that they match up with the upcoming frame. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Alright, I created like a stair thing. Now once you do that, what you need to do is kind of move them a little bit. First one, you want to move this one. You go to effects control and you go with position. Your next one, let's move him over a little bit too. Alright, there you go. Doesn't that look pretty cool? Bam. So that's basically how I did that effect. Okay, let's say you want to do a zoom in effect with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a frame hold. Alright, and it's going to hold that for frame there. Alright, it's a freeze frame hold. And let's take this last one. Let's see what happens here. And I want to do a zoom in effect in this one. Basically, I'm going to add a cut right here. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and do the scaling. Make sure this one's highlighted. And I'm going to do a scale timer right here. Click that right here to do a scale. And I like to go to the end of the frame. Alright. Alright, once you're at the end of the frame, you go ahead and zoom all the way in. And it does that zoom in effect. Now let's say that you want a bigger zoom. Let's say that you want a bigger zoom. You can always go here and just zoom like that. And you can get more of a zoom, bigger than what you see on the scale. Alright, and of course you want to also change your position. Let's say you want to have a timer on the position as well. And if you go back on here and you want to change the position on where you want your subject to be at, like so. There you go. So that's me playing around. I know this doesn't seem professional, you know, a professional video on how to edit a video, but this is something quick that I'm doing. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace out.